Fern and Skylar, and I was going to do things with both of them today, but
Alright.
okay.
Well, I've started recording if we want to.
Alright, you've started recording. Well, last session, you guys all experienced Murder 2 Electric Boogaloo. First, you helped sort of calm down a fight between circus folk and townsfolk, and discovered that there'd been kind of a lot of pickpocketing going on, which caused the townsfolk to be a little upsetty spaghetti because pickpocketing, and caused the circus folk to be like, literally, this is not our problem. And so you guys dealt with that, and Skylar and Fern took the lead on that one, and Victor already had noticed this about Fern, but Aya noticed about your dear friend Fern that there was something unusual in the way the townsfolk reacted to them when they stepped in to help calm down tempers. That's not how people normally behave. And you were aware of that. But other than that, you guys... Yeah. Other than that, you guys were dealing with things quite normally. Talked to the circus guards for just a minute, and they said all was well. They went to return to their post at the Sphinx's tent, went inside, and then seemed to have a terrible fright and started panicking. You guys all went to investigate and discovered that they had found a body within the Sphinx's tent that had been garroted to death, but had claw wounds, much like the ones on Ark of Walder, which notably were not Sphinx wounds. And after a little bit more investigation, you guys found a set of tracks leading away from the Sphinx tent, as well as a pile of clown costumes. And you all did a little bit of extra investigation and found 3 vials that appeared to have alchemical reagents of some sort within them. Not potions, not poisons, just alchemy supplies. And not very much else, unless I'm forgetting something that I gave you.
Don't think so.
Alright.
Victor did a little bit of minor investigating with someone else's face.
Oh, right. Victor changed her face out of view of the party and investigated Almara Delison's sort of office wagon and noted a list of employees of the circus and other associates of the circus that did not have Gerazana the Sphinx's name on it, and also there were no papers anywhere that seemed to relate to the Sphinx's existence or legal presence as part of the circus. So that was fun for her to discover. And yeah, you guys regrouped. The sheriff came and found out about the murder, started dealing with that in the law enforcement way, and you guys and the circus were told that the circus has 2 days to get the fuck out of Dodge, and that no circus people are allowed in town, no townspeople are allowed in the circus. It's a total quarantine. And if you guys are to continue investigating, you need to come up with concrete proof of who is behind these murders, not just proof of the circus not being involved.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you guys had been intending, I believe, to follow the tracks.
Indeed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So you all can proceed to... I didn't make a map for the tracks because that's pointless, but I'll put you on a different circus map for fun.
Woohoo! Map.
So it split off 2 ways, and then there was someone else who went over
Yeah,
some
when
of
Cal and I are hanging out by the tracks to make sure no one like tries to erase them.
Yeah. So
And the rest.
You guys had just been big chilling. The rest of the party can easily, which at the moment is Soot and Victor and your friend and Skylar, who are definitely here.
Yep.
But you two and others can easily catch up to Aya and Cal where the tracks... You guys were waiting where the tracks split off, right?
Yeah.
And you can see... You were pretty sure before that there were 3 sets of footprints. You're not entirely sure. It looks like 2 of them diverge in different directions. And 1 seems to have climbed up over a wagon and you've lost that trail. But are you going to pick one set of tracks to follow, or are you going to attempt to split up and do both?
Well, first things first, explain to the rest of the party what the sheriff has told us.
Right.
So, catch Cal and Aya up on that.
Alright. Well, it would be faster if we all split up, but, considering this thing's murdering people that are investigating it or whatever, I don't think we should go into teams less than 2.
I don't think we should split up at all, in my opinion.
I mean, I agree with that.
I am of the opinion we should not split up, yeah.
I don't have much to protect myself with. Aside from this.
So
And
save to make an
shakes.
applause.
He just kind of like shakes his stick.
I mean,
That's about all
hit
I've
someone
got.
with that. Hit someone with that and definitely give him a bruise.
It'll knock him out. That's about it, though.
Fascinating.
Let us
So,
stick together.
which
while
trail do we want to follow?
I'm of the opinion of the easier one to follow. Not waste any more time looking.
If you guys would like to all make survival checks,
Okay.
you can gain an inkling on which one of these might be a little easier to track and drop those results in the roll.
Sitz is
20
gonna
chat,
roll
please.
great for this. He's got a -1 modifier. He rolled a
What was
2.
the check? Survival?
Survival. I'm so proud of Sid.
2 for a 1. Because he's
Amazing.
got a negative.
I'm so proud of him.
Oh.
He's trying his best. He's not cut out to be a detective.
Survival isn't really detectiving.
No, but he's dumb. Don't worry about it. He's smart dumb.
So we've got 21, 20, 2, and 1, and that is incredibly funny to me.
I love it.
I'm so proud of you guys. Yeah. So, Aya and Cal, you two just sort of instinctively, Victor says easiest tracks to follow, that makes sense to you. You guys scan, you see one went through a slightly muddier patch that hasn't seemed to have as much traffic. Seems like it's not quite as obscured. You're immediately going for that. Victor and Soot are just kind of looking at the ground. Victor it's just standing there, staring at the tracks, doesn't seem to have any clue which ones might be easier to follow.
I mean, it
Just
makes sense.
standing
It makes
there.
sense that these two are the ones who figure it out, but also.
Yeah.
Yeah. You two are super confident.
Victor has a skill set. This is not it.
Victor just standing there, hands on the hips, just like, yes, the easiest tracks to follow. I know which ones those are.
You guys probably hear Victor just mutter to himself, "Stop mocking me."
Sit.
Yes, sorry.
What did he mutter?
He mutters, "Stop mocking me."
Alright.
Noted.
Incredible.
These ones
Not
are
any of
still,
my fucking business.
Mhm.
these ones are still more fresh.
My best if we go
Alright.
this way.
Fine with me.
Alrighty. So you guys can, with Cal and Aya very much taking the lead, after a certain point, Victor and Soot, you guys have no fucking clue where the tracks are that these two are following, but they seem confident about it. And you're gonna just take their word for it that the tracks are still there, because fuck it.
It would be extremely funny if they were bullshitting.
They are just bullshitting. Everybody roll bluff checks for me. No.
The two of them are consulting each other and yes, this
Him
way.
just nodding, and Sit's just quietly got like a finger on his chin. He's nodding. He's like, "I see."
They're pretending so hard.
Yeah.
But no, you guys are actually following tracks, and you, Cal and Aya, you easily see that these tracks take sort of a looping path through the circus wagons, and it looks like somebody was moving very quickly, but they're not tracks of somebody running. Some motherfucker was power walking away from the scene of a murder. And it loops sort of a roundabout way through the circus before coming out back onto more of the main, better trafficked area, where it's getting a lot harder to follow what might actually be the tracks, but you can make a pretty good guess that they are heading back into town. And I will get a second survival check to try and follow them as it gets into this more heavily trafficked area. Like, it seems they definitely ducked into a place with people and took advantage of that.
God
Ren.
damn it! God damn it! I'm using a different dice also, for fuck's sake.
I
Sweetheart.
love that Cal and Aya swap roles.
God
Okay.
damn it!
God.
If Parker had rolled another 2, I think that would have been the completion of the funniest set of rolls.
I would have
Yeah.
screamed.
I think at this point, Victor is very much like, these two know how to track things. I'm going to let them do their shit.
Yeah.
She knows how to delegate.
Oh yeah. And Victor, indeed, at this point, this is clearly beyond your skill in tracking. Like, you don't know. You see tracks everywhere. You don't know which ones you're supposed to have been following. Fucking Cal and Aya again, popping off. You guys follow the tracks back into town. You're 85% sure these are the right tracks. You follow them back into town and sort of into a downtown, more kind of shopping, commercial area that you hadn't really spent a lot of time in before. And at this point, it's just, there's so much other foot traffic. Even there are just people there now, and it's getting so much harder to follow the tracks. They're pretty much lost to you, but you are pretty sure that they came here into this sort of shopping district area, and there are a lot of little sort of bits and bobs type shops, you know, like a little curiosity shop off to one side, and a a used bookstore of some sort, the type. There's also kind of next to the curiosity shop, there's like a Ilsurian storage and hauling, like it's an office space that also is connected to some kind of a warehouse, but just general. Nobody's living here. This is all commercial space.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well,
Nothing else.
Too many
Nice.
people.
I was too busy to pick up anything.
I can't seem to find nothing.
But we know that they were pickpocketing. So. Maybe they're
Well,
that doesn't sound right.
There
I
are
mean-
pickpockets and there are murderers. Those are two very distinct crimes.
they sure do be putting a lot of effort into making the circus seem guilty and trying to run the circus off.
I'm pretty sure it's just an easy front. Don't need to want circus like them specifically to take the fall for it, to recognize that a bunch of traveling vagabonds is an easy target.
They already had a bad reputation when they came into town, so makes as
They
much
are
sense.
carnies. No offense to carnies.
People don't trust them, even if that's an unfair.
Point exactly.
Well, we've lost this trail. We could always go back and try the other one.
We
Maybe it'll
could.
lead somewhere more distinctive and not back into town.
But even if it does, if they're heading in the same direction ultimately, if it ends up back here,
Gives us an idea of general area we might need to search.
exactly, Cap, Mr. Mrs. Cap. Do you care? Mr.
I
Mrs. Mix, sir, ma'am, whatever.
I don't care. Either is fine.
Alright, Mr. Cow.
I love
Back
the
to the
recurring
circus.
theme. The recurring theme in this campaign so far of people not being sure what honorifics to use ever.
Good.
All
Keep
right,
them
you guys are heading back to the
confused.
circus?
I don't very quickly want to do a scan.
One second, hold on. Just so everyone knows, I will have to dip for a bit, or at least be on mobile for a bit in an hour. I have to take my roommate to a COVID testing appointment.
No worries.
Gotcha.
She
Oh,
just
good,
asked.
she got one.
Yeah. I hopefully should be able to be a little bit around, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Don't worry about it if not. Real life is more important.
Aya's gonna look for doors or hidey holes or that are sort of off the main traffic. So like, this isn't a big enough place to have alleyways, but like gaps between buildings that maybe have a door going in, or that maybe have
like side entrances.
Yeah, a cellar entrance or similar.
So it'll follow that up with a detect magic.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for me if you are looking for things and items.
specifically looking for, not necessarily a nest, but what would be a good, safe den, sort of.
Right, yeah, I get you.
She's approaching it from the perspective of being a bird.
I know, yes.
Third.
Make your perception check. I'm going to start making a shitty hand-drawn map.
We love that. That's my favorite type of map, PK. How did you know?
And go,
Oh, good. 24, that's a nice, Okay, anybody else making perceptions or just Aya?
I guess Victor would also probably be glancing about, considering certain facts about her.
Could we all use the roll for Skylar as well?
Soot's gonna
Yes,
take a
because-
perception, but he's not gonna. Oh no, I thought that was another number. That's fine.
The problem is that I don't actually have a character sheet for Skylar.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Cool. I don't know what their perception is.
I almost
All
just
right,
typed
Pug.
123 perception.
Well, that would be a sexy roll indeed. I'll make a roll for your friend, but I don't have Skylar's stats, so. Your friend will perceive. Maybe if I can find perception on their sheet.
Is there a place we could probably link our sheets, right? Maybe we should.
Yeah, I don't know what system Jamie uses, but I could ask for that. Okay, so 11, Cal 12, Victor dirty 20, your friend 23, and I 24. All right. So I am just gonna try and make a really shit. Oh, that's not even pretending to have straight lines. Okay.
Have straight lines. We are willing to.
And hello.
Nocturne.
Oh, hi, Nocturne.
We have a nocturne.
Pug turn.
Hello.
Nocturne is good.
Oh, hello. Welcome. We are doing a little investigation.
Of paths and trails.
We found some trails.
As a little of trails as a treat. Okay. I've drawn this wrong. It's fine. This just goes back farther. Everything goes back farther. Alright. Going to drag you onto the world's shittiest little map here. You guys are in this nice little road space here, dirt road, in between. It is probably a wider road, but this is how I've drawn it. In between various buildings. Over here we've got such highlights as bookshop and a little tailor shop and some other kind of shop, I guess. And the big shipping and hauling warehouse is up in this corner. And this is the curiosity shop right next door. And there's more shops over off this way. Everybody can see the main doors of the shop. Everybody notices that there is an alley in between the warehouse and the curiosity shop. Aya and Fern both notice a little ways down into this alley. It looks like the curiosity shop has a side entrance back down this alley. Does not seem to be another entrance to the warehouse. The other buildings are all pressed tight together, so no kind of narrow alleys there. But that is what you notice from that perception check, unless anybody else was looking for something specific.
Can I do a follow-up check?
Yeah, what's up?
Do there seem to be any kind of tracks going up this alleyway?
Yeah, go ahead, give me another survival.
Fantastic!
Oh.
And the crowd goes wild.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's fucking tracks. There are tracks, and they are relatively recent. They are about the same age as the tracks you believe you were following before you made your way into this thing. That you would not have noticed if you had not specifically went down this alleyway to search for them. They lead right up to that door.
So I think there was kind of the little bit of just pause and sort of going to peer down this alley and then sort of looking back at the others and, these seem to be the same.
Haha.
I'll be damned. Thank you, Messiah.
Fan kind of flicks a little bit.
Victor will start walking that direction.
Yep.
You're going down the alley?
Yeah. Keeping an
Alright.
eye out, I think. Like, you know, not just wandering blindly.
Uh-huh. No, of course not. Okay. So, down the alley, the side door to the, what did I say this was? The curiosity shop. It looks, you know, it's just a wooden door. It's sort of an older building. Seems slightly on the shittier side, but the door seems sturdy. Does not appear to have been recently broken into or anything. Or certainly not brutally. Yeah.
Alright. There's only one set of tracks in this direction, yeah?
There is, yes. Only the one set. Down this alley.
Yeah. If I try the door, not open it, but like just see, is it unlocked?
It is not. You reach out and gently jiggle the doorknob, and it appears to be locked.
Right. So,
Cal's gonna slip by Victor and just do a quick check around the back of this building. Like, see if this is the last, like, is there another shop after this, or is this the last, like, shop on this building itself, and sort of check if there's another exit?
It appears like this is the only shop. This building is sort of a standalone, as is the warehouse next to it. And this is sort of it's a small building, but it is a standalone shop, and as you walk around the back, there does not appear to be a second or a third, rather, door. It seems like the only two entrances you see to this building are this side door and the front doors.
Right. Okay, that's Cal will come back around then.
Okay.
As Victor is just saying, well, I would prefer if we managed to open this door quietly, but I don't know about any of you. But locks are a little bit outside of my skill set. And she kind of, like, makes a look like anybody.
I have drugs.
I could break it down.
Oh, that is. I appreciate the offer, but I have my answer. Is there a window anywhere?
I'm trying to give me 1 second. I wish I knew if Skylar could pick locks. I think they probably can. There are windows in the front, sort of very much that sort of filled with stuff, and then around the back there's a very high, like, small window, sort of towards the top of the building, but the back of the building is not probably getting a lot of natural light.
All right. When we say small window, how small?
Bigger than a bread box. Like, it's one of those, you know, those like horizontal, like kind of short but wide windows. Like, you could squirm in here if you could get it open. You wouldn't be too happy about, like, you'd probably snag your clothes.
Send Aya, because the least to get snagged and also doesn't have things like horns that might get caught on the window frame.
Yes.
There is also, I cannot stress this enough, a front door.
Yeah, but Victor is considering whether or not the front door would be a good option. I think
we don't know if the owner of this knows about
the back, yeah.
Or knows that they have this visitor.
Well, those of us who are better at reading people could always go in the front and make some inquiries.
I could just talk my way back there. He sort of cracks her head on her neck.
Well, if you're going to, maybe some of us should wait out here to intercept if Bolt.
Good idea.
I will take that duty. And Cal sort of flexes.
So kind of doesn't seem sure of where to go. He's like, I don't know how much I can help.
You block one end, I block the other. Even if you can't do much to stop someone, it'll slow them down enough that I can,
Well,
punch the lights out.
I've got a few spells, but we'll see how useful they can be in a scenario.
Fair enough.
But he'll go to the other end.
So, either Aya or Fern. I'll take either of you.
I'll go in with you. Fern can possibly talk them into slowing down if they bolt out this door.
Sure.
Zara? And Victor will walk with Aya to the front door.
All right.
You are going to be doing most of the talking.
That's fine. Victor is planning on it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys are heading in to the sign above the door appears to read Mistress Rebella's Curiosity Shop. And you guys are heading inside?
Yeah.
As we walk, Victor is going to pull a couple of blank sheets of parchment out of her bag and like hold them as if like she has like a collection of papers.
Okay.
All right.
All right, and you're heading inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The store is filled with, all sorts of knickknacks, art, unusual tools. There's a big display case on the west wall that looks like it's full of jewelry. Over on the other side, there's a case that seems to be mostly tools, like weird, exotic turtle shell bowls and what appear to be weird gnome cooking utensils. There is a center case in the middle of the room that's got bottles and vials of what maybe are perfumes or scented soaps. And then there is a counter. I can draw, I guess, a little. Here is a display case. Here is a display case. Here is a display case.
Mm-hmm.
And then here is a counter. And then behind the counter, there are glass double doors that appear to lead into a room behind. And there is a human woman standing behind the counter, sort of half bent over, appearing to be fucking around with a stack of papers that she is pulling out from beneath the counter. And she looks up when she sees you.
So the doors are glass. Can I see through the glass at all?
You can make a perception check. And if you're trying to do so a little more subtly, go ahead and make a bluff check as well.
Perception is an 18. Bluff will be a 21.
Okay. One second, I'm just moving downstairs.
Oh, fuck yeah. So, can I also attempt those perception bluff?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Cool. Fantastic.
I know most people here already have joint problems, but my knee has been so fucking painful on stairs recently. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh no.
I'm sorry. These are the worst.
Stairs are humanity's worst invention.
Yep.
I have to agree, I think.
Why don't we just have
Everything
gentle ramps?
Everything should be an escalator or an elevator.
Yeah. At worst, gentle ramps.
We need to create stairs before we could create.
We need to uncreate stairs.
Then
We need
nature
to
can
undo
heal.
stairs.
Erase stairs from humanity's memory.
Yeah. It's all just a bad dream.
All right. From what you can see beyond the glass doors, you see a lot of boxes, like crates and other like shelving things. It does appear that there is like a lot of storage in that back room. You don't currently see, with those perceptions, anything moving back there. The only moving thing you see in the shop is the human behind the counter.
Yeah.
So with that glance, Victor will just be like, good afternoon, miss.
Oh, hello. Sorry, you've caught me in a bit of a made a bit of a mess here. What can I do for you?
Oh, don't worry about it. Sorry, it's a bad time. Nice to meet you. My name is Phelan Yinfiel. I'm with the city. My partner here and I, we are here. Mayor wants to run a little bit of a survey of the businesses in this area. Just check in, buildings up to code, that sort of thing. Would you mind if we just poked around sort of the
interior of your shop. We've already done a quick walk around the outside, just to check, make sure.
She looks a little bit. I'm letting your bluffs stand, by the way. She looks a little bit confused as you start talking, and then you mention the mayor, and she looks a little bit concerned, and then you mention the building being up to code, and she just looks like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
This is okay. This she might have been worried this was a tax audit or something.
No.
She just yes, of course. Anything for the mayor's office. Miss, what was your name?
Phelan Yinfiel.
Miss Yinfield. Yes.
Appreciate it. Seems like you've got something in two halves. Mind one of us takes this half, other one takes the back half?
Oh, yes. She mostly looks taken aback that she is getting a safety inspection on her building right now. And she tries to rearrange the stack of papers that she had. And in doing so, sort of clears off where the counter does the little foldy up thing and swings out so somebody can get behind it. And she just sort of steps back and gestures.
Yeah.
Victor is going to hand Aya one of the pieces of paper, pull out a small ink bottle that she carries in her bag and a quill, and just like she is giving Aya like notation supplies.
We'll take it, and she seems a lot more.
Victor doesn't know this woman is a bird.
Aware of the norms of this, and sort of takes it and is already scribbling something and is starting to walk around back.
Yeah. Appreciated.
I hope I'm not too familiar with code. I hope if the storage crates need to be rearranged or anything, she sort of follows Aya back into the back chambers where you do see it is a lot of boxes. I'm putting boxes here.
We will let you know if we need things moved or rearranged. If things need to be moved, we can arrange this to a later date. But we want to do initial structural check.
All right. What are you guys looking for since you're not actually doing a safety inspection?
How do you know that they're not doing a safety inspection, huh?
If you guys are doing a safety inspection, I can't wait to hear what Pathfinder OSHA exists that I did not come up with.
We hand the murder to the mayor on a silver platter and be like, oh yeah, besides that antique shop over there, really not up to spec. You should go check that out.
It is not up to code. They do not have a suitable egress window.
Guys, let's make OSHA.
We become OSHA.
Yes, when they testing the fire alarms.
I've discovered the party name, guys. It's OSHA.
Oh
God, we're with OSHA.
Victor is going to spend at least a little bit of time checking the front room to maintain sort of the bluff, but mostly looking to see if our fun individual is still here. And if not,
she's sort of initially looking at. She's not even looking in the crates, or what they're labeled as, despite that being what she's sort of initially but
Okay.
she's about structural, but she's doing enough structure looking to pass the bluff, to sell the bluff, but also is looking for any signs of perhaps a person or where a person who could camouflage themselves might tuck in to be safe.
Victor will pass off inspecting the crates as like, like, I don't care what you got in them, just making sure they're all properly sealed and structurally sound, and like checking for like if it's been opened or anything.
All right.
If that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I love these things.
I'd love my OSHA inspectors to give me another set of perception checks now that you're like in the actual inspection phase proper.
Did you expect this to be my go?
No.
It's brilliantly.
You've taken me off guard with the OSHA inspector thing. Okay, 19 from Victor, 27. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing that you notice, both of you, is that there does not appear to be anyone else in this shop at the moment. The second thing that you all notice is that the back room, while cluttered, is extremely clean and tidy. Like, it seems like it has been swept and dusted very recently. All the crates seem to be placed there relatively recently, or if not, well maintained while they are there. So that phase of your inspection where you're like, make sure these crates, they've just been put here recently, don't appear to have been opened or tampered with, or they've been here for a bit, but they are being well maintained. Aya, as you are looking around, you come out into the front room just for a second, and under the counter, you notice a switch that is sort of right by where the woman's chair was, just sort of tucked up under the counter, just sort of a little mechanical wooden lever. And what else? Aya, you also notice a little, I need to change my color for this. In the corner of this room, there is a little trapdoor.
Ooh.
Presumably,
Like, not,
switch.
it's not like the kind of trapdoor that like drops. It's like the kind of door. It looks like it's been designed to sort of look set in with the floor tiles, but you can clearly see in the corner there are hinges, and it looks like it swings upward.
Sorry, I also see like the is that just what Aya sees?
That's Aya sees the switch in the secret door. You just barely missed. No, actually, you see the secret door. You don't see the switch though.
Yeah.
You barely missed the DC for the switch.
Mm-hmm.
The woman is just kind of chilling out by the counter again, sort of looking around.
I want to see what the switch does. I, as Joe, want to see what the switch does, but Aya doesn't know how to communicate that to Victor without letting on to this woman that.
Well, the woman's in the other room, right?
But the switch is on.
The switch is under the counter in that room, and also the doors are open, so it would have to be a pretty damn quiet conversation.
Mm-hmm.
There is one minor thing Aya's going to do, and that's going to be unlock this door if we can.
Okay, are you trying to do it quietly?
Yes.
Aya's going to do that, and while Aya's doing that, Victor is going to walk out back into the main room and grab the woman's attention, just like, my partner's still finishing up in there. Do you mind if I just around these back corners here? I didn't get quite a good look. I wasn't sure what I could and couldn't move, because this is all your business stuff.
Okay. Aya, make me a sleight of hand check. And Victor, what are you gesturing her attention to?
Just kind of like, I assume there's like papers and shit and like a book, like the
Yeah.
like the transaction book, and she's just kind of like, I wanted to be able to check the support of the counter. I just didn't know what was movable, what you want, like, just kind of
yes.
like.
And she sort of starts heaping up her papers and shoving them to the other end of the counter and moving a box out from underneath there. And it's, Lord, this is a mess. It really is. You always say I'll get around to cleaning it, and then, well,
I
but
understand, man. My apartment's the same way.
it's that my husband gets on me for it. You are able to quickly flick the deadbolt back, and the door appears from this side, at least, to be unlocked. And Victor, you're able to inspect the structural support of the counter without the boxes in the way.
I am just making myself look like I am doing that. Victor has some familiarity with building code, probably.
She has a little bit of familiarity with building code, yes.
And just kind of keeping up conversation with her to keep her attention here with me.
Yeah. Go ahead, and it's been a little while. Make me a fresh bluff just for funsies.
Okay. 17 on the dice for 27.
Okay. Cool.
Sell it.
You an amount 20 to get.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. She's got no idea. She is eating up your OSHA inspector routine. The funniest possible time for me to roll a random, like, nat 1 for an NPC sense motive. So, yeah, she chats with you about tidiness. What was that, Joe?
She said that the tracks they'd been following had seemed to go in this door. Can I find any sign of them in here?
Yeah. There's a little rug, like a little rug on the you know how there are shoe rug things for people to wipe their feet? Just on the inside of that door. And there's some dirt on there, as tends to be the case with rugs and dirt and where you wipe your feet. So it could be recent dirt. It could also just be like that's where dirt goes. But you certainly can't exclude the possibility. There's no like muddy footprints on the tile, out in there. So if somebody came in here, they wiped their feet off before they proceeded further inside.
And does I'm trying to decide if the way I want to do this is tell her we're all done here and then go in through the back door that's now unlocked, or if I want to try and poke at the trapdoor now. Does the owner of this establishment seem to be well distracted with Victor?
You'd have to be pretty quiet to slip in or open that trapdoor unnoticed, you think, but you could do it. She's facing completely away from you and seems to be very deep in conversation. But
Oh, okay, this bitch doesn't have ranks in stealth, so stealth and sleight of hand are the same stat at the moment. Good to know. I think right now she just wants to have a bit of a listen at the trapdoor, and will take the chance to communicate with Victor
okay.
in a second. So she just wants to have a listen at the trapdoor.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Keeping this dice. 20 for 28.
What the fuck is with your dice, dude?
It hasn't been the same dice all through the night, but all through the day. But
Okay. Yeah, you hear listening down beneath the trapdoor, ear pressed up against it, you don't hear sounds of footsteps or of voices or anything like that. It's quiet down there, but you know when you have your ear pressed against a wall or something and you can hear like when there's space on the other side of it?
space or airflow or
It feels like there's definitely some definite space down there. It's not just this is a little trap door that's going to lift up and it's going to be like a single like chest, right? There's definitely something down there, a room or something.
And it's a moderately safe guess that whoever came in here knew about that room. Unless there's just really inconvenient timing with this woman coming back from running an errand.
I somewhat doubt that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, Aya's gonna straighten up and dust her hands off. Like, I know there's not dust, but it's kind of the pointedly scribble some notes that are on inspection nonsense, but it definitely looks like there is writing. And is gonna head back around to the front to.
All right.
Well,
the woman sees you and pardon my bluntness, is everything up to code? Do you think there's anything I'm going to have to
Seems just fine.
Front here seems the walls are still sturdy, ceilings hold in place. There were a couple of ways some of those boxes were stacked that they're fine, but just be careful about, putting heavy things on top of empty like little things,
Oh, yes, of course. It's just, reorganizing. Is there anything else?
Nothing that needs to be changed now, just...
Yes, I do appreciate it. Is there anything else you need from me?
Cellar space. We don't need to check them, we just want to note it down.
Cellar space? Yes, there's a small cellar, yes.
Do you mind if we take a look at that, make sure that things are properly supported then?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't gone down there and
All the best to have us check it now then.
I mean, I'm not sure I remember where she sort of wanders back in and over to a different corner and then over to another corner. I'm not sure. This is very embarrassing. I know there's a door, but I'm not sure where it is.
Well, that's quite odd, miss.
This room has just been changed up so many times. I feel like I stacked a box on top of it.
I meet Victor's gaze without. Well, actually, Victor would have seen the trapdoor, right? Victor didn't
knows
see
where
the switch.
trapdoor is, yeah.
Yeah.
Victor did not see the switch. Can I get a sense motive of like, does she actually not know where this shit is, or did she fuck up by telling us she knows that there's a cellar, but was like, oop.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a sense motive check. Yeah, for sure.
I want to click the switch, but
22.
22. Okay. Are you going to make a sense motive check as well?
Yeah, I will make a. Because I went to go to I because.
Say again?
13 plus 6.
Okay. And you're just,
Yeah, what's her vibe?
just the vibe check. She looks, I mean, she's definitely a little bit flustered,
Mm-hmm.
but in this moment, she looks like she's genuinely, like, embarrassed that she doesn't know if she's stacked a box on her own cellar door.
Well, that's alright, ma'am. Do you mind if I help you look? I'm capable of moving some things around myself.
Yes, of course. You just had said that you, didn't need to see it. I don't
No,
want to inconvenience you for the sake of me finding my own cellar.
No, sorry. I think we might have had a miscommunication. I would like to see it. Your floor seems fine. Didn't feel weak in any places, but cellars like that kind of thing, they can get mold, and it's just.
All right.
Yeah, but we're not a health. We're just safety.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys. Yeah. So she just sort of nods
While.
and is she looks more confused than anything else.
Victor is already like Victor's gonna spend a couple of minutes like helping her move stuff around, and then just towards where she already knows the cellar door is, just like, sorry, is this it? I think I see something outlined on the floor.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm gonna have to head out.
Okay.
I may or may not be back in like an hour.
Alright.
Alright. Take care, Fire.
But
No worries.
Cal's just hanging. He's just vibing. They're just vibing.
God bless. It's what they deserve.
Drive safe.
Alright,
Yeah, be
thank
careful.
you. Love you guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Alright.
Victor was trying to be charming with the "we're not health, just safety." Like,
it was nice. This woman is a little confused about, you said you did not need to see her cellar, and now you do say you need to see her cellar, but she's trying not to get in trouble with the mayor's office.
mm-hmm.
So, you point out the space to.
I was having a little bit of a. I told her we didn't need to see it to see if she knew it was there, but okay, apparently we're going with we need to see it. Fair enough.
Victor thinks this is easier than breaking into her place in 5 minutes.
When you point it out, she's like, oh, yes, that's harder to spot than I remembered it. No wonder I lost track of it. I just never go down there.
That's alright, miss. Do you mind if and she's just gonna, like, go to, like, lift it.
I mean, if safety inspection requires, I guess.
Can I lift the trapdoor?
You can lift the trapdoor. Beneath the trapdoor is a rope ladder that leads down into what on first glance does appear to be another storage space down there.
Mm-hmm.
This one's probably significantly more dusty due to...
Make a perception check.
I will. Oh. That's 4.
God bless. You're just sort of you don't want to like stick your head down there because you're gonna fall down and it's gonna be an embarrassing time to die of blunt force trauma to the head. It's a storage room down there.
Is the rope ladder secured to the wall?
It is secured in a normal way. Yes, it's secured to the wall. 18. Aya, it doesn't look dusty down there.
If you used it for this long, then you'd expect it to be interesting.
Are you saying that out loud?
No, that is your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I think Victor is mostly motioning Aya forwards because Aya is melee fighter. At the same time,
sure.
to explain the 4, I think is also like the rope ladder is fine where it is. It would be preferred if you had a much more metal, wood, something built into the wall itself.
Oh yes, I just don't even really go down here.
Who does?
I know.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't gone down in... I mean, sometimes I have, my husband is over here, and I'm sure he puts, stores things, that don't fit in his office. It's basically just free... You know how men are. They always just... Every tool, everything they need to collect is always just... Every paper, they always need to keep it, and every sentence, they just don't like getting rid of things. So, which I'm sure sounds crazy coming from me. I run a curiosity shop, for God's sake, but
I understand, ma'am. It is just a matter of... It's not technically against code, but it is recommended, and particularly if your husband is going up and down, don't want to have an accident.
Yes, I'll talk to him about it. Give him a project or something, or he can send one of the shop boys over to do it.
Appreciate it, miss.
Is that
Victor
all right?
will motion Aya first.
Yep, Aya is going to start to...
Oh,
Just
be
give us...
careful. You did just say it might be dangerous.
Well, I'm aware. Here.
Appreciate the concern, ma'am. We'll just be a couple minutes.
All right.
And Victor will very much down a ladder after. Not, saying she's not allowed to come down, but very much giving the vibe of, like, you don't have to follow.
All right. It is a very small, storage space.
Yeah.
It's like... Oh, I've run out of room to draw things. There's no way for me to draw my storage space. That's fine. It doesn't look like there's much, if anything, kept down here. It's like 10 by 10 is generous for this space. It is very, very tight quarters, even
Yeah.
like one of you gets down Aya gets down the ladder first, and then Victor gets down the ladder, and there's not a ton of space to not like between what boxes are there, and the limited space of the room. It's just you guys are gonna bump into each other.
Well, that does mean that if anything else is in here, it's gonna bump into us as well. Aya's having a look for, because again, if this woman hasn't used this room in the amount of time it's implied she has, there would be at least some dust and.
We are looking for individual and short of individual secret wall panel thing.
That individual might have stashed here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So recent possible disturbances to the possible plot.
How many perception checks I've asked you for this session, but I do feel like it's only fair to give you guys fresh ones when you do a new thing. So make more perception checks.
Also, I'm so sorry we're taking up all this time with our OSHA inspectors.
Okay. So, one thing you're sure of is that there's nobody else in this room with you. Another thing you are sure of is that, yeah, this room would be way more dusty if it was really used that infrequently.
Yeah.
So, clearly, there's something else going on. Again, sorry, Victor, just missing the cutoff. Aya, there is such a panel in this wall. That is such a panel. That almost certainly, if you push on it right, will lead you to something.
Yeah. She is going to attempt to push on it.
PK, I finally found your secret basement room.
You finally get my secret fucking basement room. It only took you 1.5 years.
Woo!
God. God, remember that? I felt so bad that there was no secret room in Susanna's basement.
It was so funny.
I was so fucking
sure.
bad.
I was so sure.
I wanted to put a secret basement room in there just to, like, make you feel better, because there was nothing there. Just pushing on the wall doesn't seem to do anything. But you're pretty sure there's gotta be something you can do.
Yeah. Victor?
Yes?
This is a panel.
Oh, well, would you look at that?
Are you guys being quiet about this, or are you just...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Just wanted to check.
Can't push it? Can I I'm gonna pull one of my kunai and, like, right on the edge and see if I can't pry it open towards me.
Alright. I'm trying to think what check I can make you do for this.
I'm pretty sure that's the switch, but Victor doesn't know the switch exists.
I'm just gonna flat out say prying it does not, like, you can get your knife in there, but prying it doesn't seem to get you the results you're looking for.
Damn.
What's one of them? And she is being very quiet. I noticed a little toggle under the desk.
Interesting.
But he also sincerely did not seem to know it.
Which is fine. Where was it?
I will describe.
Mm-hmm. If I go try to hit it, you be okay here?
Nod.
All right. Victor's gonna climb back up the ladder.
All right.
Where is the shopkeeper?
The shopkeeper has just sort of been sitting against, like, sort of leaning against one of the crates in the corner, like, just sort of fidgeting, like. And she, when you just come up and Aya doesn't, she's like, everything all right?
Yeah, she's just, doing some, just checking angles and details and that. I was actually wondering, it's too small for real two people to do it. I was wondering, you mentioned you had shop boys?
Oh, they're actually I say shop boys, they're my husband's warehouse workers, and sometimes they help out with the shop if there's not enough work over there. Just to keep him busy,
Right. Is there any possible way I could get those names?
Oh, yes,
And you and your husband's, and just quick check of employees who are associated with this building.
oh, sure. Do you want me to just write it down for you? Would that be easiest?
Yeah, come on. And Victor will walk out towards the counter as if, like, countertop is best place for writing.
Mm.
And while woman is writing, just kind of lean up against it where I had told her, and just, like, where is it? Find it with my hands.
All right. You can make a sleight of hand check to try and find the switch.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, oh!
Woohoo! 22.
22. You, as she is writing, you, are fidgeting underneath the, counter, and your hand lands on the switch, and you feel it, and you know you can flick it. And, Soot, you are coming towards the front of the shop.
He is. Rather quickly, he's going to kind of pull open the door and take a look around and see what is going on, because he does not know what the hell you guys have been going up to.
The shopkeeper, stops and looks up and says, "Oh, hello. How can I help you? Sorry, there's a
No,
safety inspection."
Right, yes, no, these are also my, cohorts. It seems like we have an issue. And he kind of points a little bit over. Somebody's getting a little bit more rowdy. I'm gonna need both of you. And he gives, who is it that's up? It's Victor, right?
Victor is up, yes.
He gives Victor a, like, both of you look on his face. Like, he is emphasizing wherever the other one is.
Yeah. Victor takes this and she's like, well, Johanna is currently checking the cellar. I can go fetch her real quick. Make sure, I'll be right back.
Might be best.
And as Victor gets away from the counter, she will flick the switch. and beeline for Aya.
All right. All right. Aya, you, where you are, hear a little clunk.
Hey, if I try to press the panel after the clunk, what happens?
You go to press the panel, and it pushes in just a little and then releases. And it seems like you can swing this door open. Victor is there at the top of the ladder.
Quick. Victor is like, how deep is the thing?
How deep is the
Yeah,
cellar or the
cellar.
what's a normal depth for a cellar?
Story.
Yeah, it's normal.
Victor is just gonna quick as down the ladder, just like check it quick, go, so it needs us outside or something.
You swing open this panel, and you were expecting maybe another storage area or a hidey hole something. What you see sticking your head out is a long, dimly lit, roughly hewn hallway with a door just a little ways down one direction, another branch straight ahead of you, and a long, long stretch down the other.
Damn it!
We all have to come back.
Right, at least we know where things are now. Come on.
Yeah.
Shut it behind you.
Hold the door closed.
Mm-hmm. And then back up.
What does this town need secret tunnel?
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Soot, well, like, after the shopkeeper finished, like, writing down a list, she just sort of looked up at you and was like, so, you're all, safety inspectors, then?
He's like gathering the information as she says it, and he's like, myself, a little less of a safety inspector, more of a health and safety. You know, making sure that
you're the health then, and they're the safety. I get it.
Exactly. And they're more into the building code thing. You know, I wasn't all that into like. And he's like trying to remember the word for like geometry, and he's like, and not so good with the big shapes and the rulers and stuff. You know, known.
Oh yes, that's right. Everyone has their talents. And she's just she's looking expectantly over at her back room for the other two to show up.
Sun very much has the same expression on his face.
Presumably they are
having this conversation right now.
Yeah.
Presumably we're able to get out and go.
You easily get up the ladder. And
Go back in place. Reclose the trapdoor as well.
Okay. You guys, she will hand you the slip of paper, which I will tell you the names on that in just a second. And then is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that is greatly appreciated though, ma'am. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. If we need anything, someone will be by to let you know.
There may be follow-up visits, just in case, but that is, it as much as it is a possibility that it's not always something we do, it's just something. A little extra, nothing to be worried about.
Oh, alright then.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
I've got to...
And we'll start heading out.
Yeah, so it'll kind of like make like a vague conversation of like, yeah, there's someone just being a little bit fussy, I'm gonna need a little extra, you know, just to calm him down. And he's just trying to make the conversation as they're leaving so it doesn't seem too suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Yeah.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Go ahead, everybody, make me one more bluff check on the way out for fun.
30, 20.
Oh, God. Let's see, what is Sit's bluff? Please be good. B. Oh yeah, he's got a fucking amazing bluff. That's a 21.
Alright.
He finally rolls good tonight, hell yeah.
Alrighty.
We are out the door, and Victor's like, what? What's wrong?
Well, I saw that one of you guys were... Oh god, I'm in Southern now. One of you guys kind of... Jesus Christ. You kind of split off. Don't do that ever again. Don't do it. And he looks over to, fuck. Was it Aya that was down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aya was down there. Victor was up on the counter when you came in.
He looks at Aya and he's like, if you would have went any farther, that could have probably killed you. Maybe. I don't know. I have a feeling that... I had a feeling it would be very dangerous for you to go open that door alone.
That's why... She's just got the fan off and is just looking at you over it, and
sorry.
We needed to have someone turn the switch to open it.
Sorry I interrupted something. I just... Look, I can't have somebody dying on my conscience, alright?
Alright. First off, let's calm down now.
Let's go meet back up with the other two and tell them what we found.
He just sighs heavily and, like, scratches the back of his neck. He looks frustrated with himself.
Listen, it's not his fault he got word of God from DM that if we went off alone, we would fucking get murdered.
Word of God is right.
His major ADHD. We love that for him.
The moment it was a hallway, Victor was like, we're done. But, like...
Yeah.
You guys, I was so fucking concerned.
Yeah.
No. If it was gonna be, like, a small room, Victor was like, we can handle a small room. Hallway? Fuck.
As a player, and what I've gathered in talks or whatever, I was like, Soot's not gonna know what's going on, so he's gonna just rush in and make sure nobody's fucking with shit, so...
Victor, as we come around the corner, is like, so what, you got some sort of magic sight or something?
No. Can't see shit. I'm not a seer. Nothing like that.
You seem so insistent we were split off and in danger, though.
Hold on, I gotta look at something.
Unless I'm misunderstanding.
Sit for a moment, you watch him go and like pale for a moment and then just shake his head, and then just... Look, I'm not a seer. I don't see things, I just... I don't want... Look, talking about it attracts attention of... I would rather not get mixed up with it. I can tell certain things, but they can be lies. So just...
It's not until it is. Fair enough. So, back over to Fern and the currently in the void Cal, but it's fine.
You just hear at the tail end of that, Sit mutter, I know it's fucking intuition. But he's talking to himself.
Mm-hmm.
PK, I sent you the...
Oh, hold on. Okay. I think you're good.
Okay. We will go around the corner. And meet up with everyone else. And collect everyone. Victor will probably walk everyone like a building down. Or
Yeah.
at least tuck us back in the alley where not be able to be seen.
I asked what direction the hallway seemed to be going.
The hallway would be going... I am going to draw you a little... Where's my free hand? Give me a new color. Pink. The hallway was going this way and this way. And then there was another door that went this way a little ways farther off from where you were.
Okay.
Interesting.
That placement is not exact. There was another door somewhere in this direction, and this one had a door on it.
Yeah.
Victor will, found a secret tunnel underneath the building.
Cellar in the corner had a panel that apparently the switch on the desk was needed for.
Just give a quick rundown of...
Yeah.
I figure Victor will hand over the list of people to Skylar.
Alright.
Because that seems like something Skylar would be interested in having.
It is something Skylar... It is something that Skylar would find extremely valuable if Jamie were here for me to give her the other half of the information that Skylar would have for this. But we will wait on that, because I don't want to do a Skylar information reveal without Skylar.
So, okay, we have this lead, but we don't want to do that until we can potentially get in to have another look. Do we want to try and follow the other set of tracks?
Well, I was of the opinion we just go for the tunnel now. 20 minutes.
We'll say it's pretty late afternoon at this point, probably around getting close to where the shop would be closing anyway.
Not like she's got like an apartment over the shop, right?
It does not look that way.
My worry is that she's going to check the doors to make sure everything's locked up. And then suddenly the door is locked again, and now we have all locked doors, and a much bigger problem.
It was a deadbolt. That's... Well, it seemed like it was a sliding bolt, right? PK?
Yes, it did.
Well, how to deal with that, Aya probably doesn't, because
bird.
Well, alright, but I don't want to break a door down out in the middle of the night. That will attract attention. Might Victor actually know how to deal with a deadbolt, considering some activities she has performed in the past?
What check can I make you make for that? Go ahead and make. You probably don't have disable device as a class skill, but make a check anyway just to see if you've got the vibe.
Boy's yelling. I need to let him in.
Is that intelligence or dex based?
It is Dex because I only have a +2.
Okay, just make an intelligence check for me then.
Okay. That is going to be a 14.
14. You think you might probably be able to. You've seen someone else do it before.
For some reason, I can't.
You're not sure, but you think you might be able to. You're pretty sure you might be able to.
Well, if it's just a deadbolt, I do know at least how to do it. Probably pull it off if necessary. You know what? Yeah, fear's averted. Do you want to go get dinner? We can come back.
What was that?
Scott, Victor just being like, actually, I know how to deal with a deadbolt. Do you want to go get dinner? Come back.
Alright.
OSHA inspector group dinner.
OSHA inspectors, but instead we break into buildings.
They've got some OSHA to inspect.
We must inspect, and locked doors will not keep us out. By God.
By God.
I love the idea of a group of rogues that is just OSHA inspectors that are also.
You guys are killing me. Are you guys gonna go get dinner then?
Victor wants dinner.
Alright, the gang goes to get dinner.
Just breaking and entering.
Gang eats food, so we are sustained until we break and entering.
One thing.
Hmm.
Let's try and do.
What's that?
This purpose and maybe be able to talk to Joanna.
Hold on, you're a little big boy, not blurry, distorted. Is there anything you could... Is it just me? Is it my connection?
No, she is a little distorted.
She got a little crackly there.
Could you try again? Yeah.
Okay, give me a sec. I'll disconnect and reconnect on mobile, on data.
Actually, you sound fine now.
Okay. Shrug.
Discord be like that.
Is there any way we can possibly try to slip back to the circus ground and maybe try to talk to Jazana?
You probably could. You might
That's
have to
fine.
either convince Miss DeLeeson to do it.
Like confident in my ability to potentially convince her.
Alright. Then if that's what y'all want to do, you can do that.
It's certainly what Aya wants to do, and it's certainly something Aya will bring up, that we should probably talk to Ms. Jazana as...
As long as we pick up food on the way, I don't mind.
She's definitely in agreement to make sure we get food.
Alright.
Victor,
Y'all-
hungry.
Y'all can either stop by the inn where you guys are staying and get the dinner that is included with your stay and eat it quick, or you can find some street food of some sort. Whatever you prefer. It is easily done. Easily managed.
And then to the
circus.
Sid is
Back
fine
to
with
the
the free
circus.
food.
Alrighty.
Yeah, let's get dinner at the end because we've already paid for it, so might as
Yeah.
well.
Alrighty. We will leave my gorgeous map.
Your fantastic map.
It's my
You
favorite.
guys want to know something really funny?
Hmm?
There is a pre-made map for that whole section in the module. I just did not use it.
No, that's fair. Trying to put maps on this is really annoying.
Alright, I've taken you back to the circus, just because that's easiest.
Yeah.
Welcome to the circus.
We're all clowns, we belong here.
So true, so real. What would you guys like to do once you arrive back at the circus? It is quiet. There are no townsfolk there. It is just...
I mean, that does make sense. I mean, I think Aya's gonna first of all look for if we can find a wagon that is big enough for Jerzana.
Alright. Perceive.
Perceive. That thing that this bird is good at.
Make a perceive.
I believe that is a 17.
Alright.
Yes.
There isn't,
Also, I just realized
a wagon that you can immediately see. Sort of amongst a bunch of other wagons, you do see a tent sort of penned in by other wagons that looks like it might be enough, big enough to hold a sphinx and her necessary amount of cushions and curtains and things that she likes. It is very much in the middle of the circus tent, though.
So, next step is try and find. It's not Amara, but it is very similar to that.
It is Almara, yes.
Amara. Okay. Try and find Amara.
Alright. You know pretty much where you found her in the past is her office, wagon thing. So if you head over in that direction, you do hear raised voices coming from inside the wagon.
What do they seem to be?
I guess I'll just let your 17 stand in the interest of not making you roll another fucking perception check. You hear Miss DeLeeson's voice, and you hear... It is a very... It's not... We don't need it. I'm not going to use it if we don't need it. And you hear a different voice, that is familiar to you, but you can't immediately place whose it might be. People are dead, Almara. People are dead. We have a problem. This might be the only fucking time to use it. And Almara says, we don't need to use it. They'll just want to do a cover-up. I'm not covering anything up. We're not guilty. I'm not... It's not time. We can do this on our own. And the other voice says, I think you're fucking crazy, Almara. And the voices hush a little bit after that.
Yeah. Give it like a couple of minutes to simmer down. I don't know if the others are here as well.
Yeah, anybody who was there could have made a I'll just say that you guys could have heard that. Assuming you guys are all there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna give it a minute or two to simmer down before she's going to knock.
All right. Once the voices seem to have simmered down entirely, you knock, and do you glance inside the wagon?
Yeah, I will.
All right. Almara is sitting in there, and there appears to be another woman in there who is facing away from you. And as you knock, the woman immediately tenses up and reaches to grab what is sitting next to her, which appears to be a silver mask, which she puts on her face immediately before turning around. And you recognize this is the woman who was in the carnival game where you guessed which Madame Mask was the original or what have you.
Yeah.
And she sort of retreats back from the opening to the wagon and gets behind Almara, masked securely on her face. And Almara says, "Hello. What can I do for you?"
We want to try to talk to Jarzana. Or I do. I can't speak for them. There's kind of the exhale, and a little bit of. She very deliberately doesn't have the fans, but her hands are kind of reaching for them, like. She is the one they're trying to blame. Oh. She's the one they're trying to blame. And it is not survival to ignore that. Please.
Almara exchanges a look with the woman in the mask, and says, "Darling, would you go see if Sherazana could possibly be convinced to hold an audience?" And the woman nods and tucks herself out the back of the wagon rather than approach you and pass that way, and leaves. And Almara says, "I'm sorry, I'm sure it seems like I am keeping her away from you deliberately. She does not like changes to her routine."
I understand. This is important. I wouldn't ask if it weren't.
Of course.
Routine matters. It keeps things making sense.
It does. There's a lot to be said for routine in a place like this. Not that any of it fucking matters because people are dead.
I'm sorry.
Well, unless you're the one who killed them, then I don't see any need for an apology from you, Messiah.
A bit of just a fair enough nod. She is trying very hard to be person right now and to not anxiously flit her not feathers, but
That's all right. You get this sense just from looking at it. Miss DeLeeson is very much on edge as well.
yeah.
She's fidgeting with a sort of just one of those smooth rocks that you pick up at a beach, just sort of in her hand over and over again. Are the rest of you? She sort of looks out past the wagon to see the others. I presume are there with Aya, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How goes your investigation?
We found where one of the people who we were following went. we're gonna follow that up in a little bit. As Joe realized that Poco is muted for food, so and
She
we're
just
gonna
nods.
we are planning to follow that up. But I wanted to speak to I wanted to try and understand from Miss Jazana.
Well, considering as she is not guilty, I doubt you'll get much.
I'm not. She's just the one being blamed.
Yes, probably because she is a dangerous creature, as the sheriff so kindly put it.
Aya has a little bit of an expression there, but she doesn't know how to put in words that. The thought that is going through her mind is dangerous. It looks dangerous to the outside, but she doesn't know how to articulate that in a way that makes sense. Hello. Also, there is Baby Cat. If anyone would like to see her again.
Yes, show the baby cat.
Yep.
Baby cat.
Oh my god, kitty.
Kitty.
Hello.
Nocturne, you sound so sleepy.
I'm so tired.
Honey, if you want to go to bed, you can go to bed. If you want, we can just wrap up after the Sphinx talk and call it good for the night.
I have to wake up at 4 a.m. again
God,
tomorrow.
go to bed.
I've
Go
woken
to
up.
bed.
I've woken up at 4 a.m. 7 times in the past 2 weeks.
That sucks so much ass.
And I have to do it tomorrow, and I have to do it Friday. And then next week we have no openers. It's just me.
Oh, honey.
It's me and no, John is COVID. Miguel is COVID. Oh, it's just me. Okay. That's why I'm opening tomorrow. I wasn't gonna. And then, well,
I feel you, dude. That was me on our 10-hour days, which we're going back to in New Year's, which is great. I'm so happy.
Disgusting.
God.
Also, there's lots of COVID in my plant also, which is fucking cool.
yeah, well, Miguel is technically only out with COVID symptoms. But, oh my god, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
All sleepy.
If you need to go to bed, go to bed. We're not gonna go too much longer tonight, I don't think.
Okay. I will.
Nice.
I love you. Good
I
night.
love you. Go to sleep.
Love
Good
you
night.
too.
Yes, good night.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Good night.
Good night.
My boy.
Yeah.
He is so tired.
We all suffer under capitalism. Just saying.
Alright, we're gonna whip through the Sphinx conversation and then we're gonna call it. I'm not gonna deal with you guys going back to the tunnel tonight.
Yeah.
When we're down so many people.
That
That
can
is
be
gonna be a full party adventure.
Yeah. That could be a New Year's stuff.
In the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the new year, you guys will go down a secret tunnel or do something else, I guess. I don't know. You don't have to go down the secret tunnel if you don't want. But for now, a circus guard approaches the tent. This is one of the ones you had spoken to earlier in the day, sort of clears his throat and says, Sherazana says she is ready to receive visitors. And Almara says, all right. And will leads you all to that tent you had noticed earlier.
Yeah.
And there are still two circus guards inside, in addition to Sherazana when you enter the tent, much like there had been previously. But the body language is very, like, she's not in a cage, she is lounging on some cushions. And the body language is very much like, these guards are here to keep you guys away from the Sphinx, not to keep the Sphinx away from you. But you enter, and she doesn't say anything. She just looks at you.
Good evening. No, not Irish, Southern. Good evening.
Hello.
I'm sorry what's living here.
Well, I heard you wished to speak to me.
We did. No, we nah. I just looks frustrated.
Go on then. Speak.
I wanted to ask if you had... Your senses are better than ours. Or at least better than mine.
Yes.
I wanted to ask if you had sensed in whatever way is fit anyone who shouldn't have been around your public facing. We found where they went after they left the body in your public facing place.
I wasn't in my tent earlier. I'm only there when I wish to perform.
But you might be the best lead we've got. Because you know the people who are supposed to be here. You live here, you know them, they are... I would use flock, but that might be presumptuous.
I don't know who was in my tent. I don't. There were guards there. I was told the guards were not there when the incident occurred. I was not there. Obviously, someone who wasn't supposed to be was. I have not been back to my tent.
I apologize. I do not mean to sound like I'm accusing.
I don't believe you're accusing me. I just fail to see what you... She stops for a second. I fail to see what you think I could tell you.
One of them escaped over the caravans, seemed to clamber over, and they left something to frame... I don't know whose call. It was... And I was wondering... Aya doesn't know who's caught. I know it was the fortune tellers, but Aya doesn't know. I remember Aya doesn't know because she never interacted with the...
Fair enough.
I was wondering if you had caught sense of anyone who shouldn't be near the living areas, so the areas you have been, that shouldn't have been there. That's what I'm wondering, because I think we found... What was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Alright.
I have no information for you. People are...
Your willingness to help is appreciated, ma'am.
Yes.
I can't. I'm sorry that I can't help you more.
If I may, one question, not out of accusation, but out of concern for your safety. When you are not in your public tent, this is where you stay?
Yes.
Any other places among the carnival?
No. Hard to hide a body such as this.
I understand. Appreciated your honesty, your helpfulness. It is of more help than it's of help. I don't know how much yet, but it is of help.
Well, I wish you luck. If that is all, I prefer to rest in privacy.
Good luck and good health, and we will try to put this right.
I hope so. She is looking at you like she is waiting for you to leave.
Aya's willing to leave.
Yeah, Victor. Victor will leave.
I think the only other thing we can get potentially out of the circus is asking about is to do with the clowns.
Well, you're welcome to ask Almara DeLeeson any questions you might have about those clowns. She sort of pulls the tent flaps closed behind you and nods to the guard outside, who just sort of stands in front of the tent flaps to make sure nobody is looking to go back inside.
I do have one, and this is actually about the tent itself.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that it is set up such that the only way in is through the specially designed flaps. Like, I'm assuming that the pins holding this in place are like your heavy fucking iron.
Yeah. You could still pry up a stake and slip under there if you were really keen on it.
If you were really keen on it, and the odds are that it would make enough noise and disturbance to be. That's what I want.
You could probably do it quietly if you were careful. However, as far as you know, you slip in there carefully and quietly, and then there's a pissed off Sphinx who doesn't like changes to her routine sitting on the inside. So
It was for her safety, and to make sure that no one else could potentially leave a dead body in her.
Yeah, it looks like
Easily.
it is a sturdy tent, with sturdy arrangements.
Wanted to make sure because the last thing we need is a corpse in her private quarters.
Yeah, that'd be fucked, wouldn't it?
Victor does, I think, turn to Alardees and goes, "We need to talk about your clown situation real quick."
I beg your pardon?
Clowns?
There were 3 people in clown. As far as we can tell, there were 3 people impersonating your clowns who left that body and got.
That's what that was about then. Somebody asked me if the clowns would be performing in the main thoroughfare, and the clowns never perform in the main thoroughfare, but they must have seen some fucking clowns where they were not supposed to be.
When was that?
It was before I found out there was a fucking body in my Sphinx tent. Somebody asked me about the clowns.
I was
So
asking
would have
if
been
it was
before the
just
fight.
before. I wanted to know if it was just before or if it had been hours before.
It wasn't hours, it wasn't 30 seconds, it was somewhere in the middle. I'd had a stressful afternoon.
Right. So is there anyone who didn't show up for dinner or similar?
All my people are accounted for.
Alright. So it was probably spares then.
Or their own.
Probably.
Spare costumes that were stolen.
Yeah. And Victor is saying, or their own. Could have bought their own clown costumes.
It's just some recreational clowns who are deciding to get into murder on the side.
It's their side job.
Go down to Party City, get a clown costume for $20.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, just maybe try to get people to lock up their things for the night and the next day or so.
Well, as we are trying to start packing anyway.
I know, but you know.
I know. I do.
And this ain't an accusation of anything. But if you do hear or see anything more about any pickpocketing, can you let me know, please?
Yes, of course.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
I think this is maybe what happened with the baby dragon. That the people who were doing the pickpocketing are the ones who let it out.
Well, that would make some fucking sense, wouldn't it?
Could be. Just
Because why
again,
not let people enjoy a fucking circus, right? Why would anybody ever want to come to the carnival and have a good time?
I'm sorry this has happened, Mr. Leeson.
Yes, I think we all are.
Your help is appreciated.
I feel like I ought to be saying that to you.
Ain't over yet.
I suppose not. Is there anything else you need from me?
Whose caravan did the and I is gonna generally describe the one that she found the garage tucked up under.
That is Hajek's. That is our fortune teller's caravan.
Victor does not look happy with that answer, but moving on. Victor's like,
If you'd want to talk to them, I can arrange it.
I think the main part is that whoever did this was trying to make sure they would be framed. That's, I don't think.
Or as a backup to the Sphinx.
Yeah. Because that's where we found the... Now, out of character, did we tell her that we found the garage? I feel like we did.
I think you did, yes. It was probably that information was exchanged at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where we found the garage. Tucked up like it was supposed to be found.
All right. Well, I will tell them to keep an eye out. I will tell everyone else to keep an eye out for them.
And I think that's all we have for you today.
Fucking Christ. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you. I... Carry on, I guess. Keep up the work.
Take a break, have a drink tonight.
Oh, I will be drinking tonight. Have a safe and restful evening, all of you.
Appreciate the sentiment. Won't be. Have a nice night.
You too.
And we are leaving.
Alrighty.
Wee! Baby cat.
There's Kitty again, if people would like.
Baby cat.
Anybody just before we wrap up want to make me one more bonus perception check as you are leaving the living area of the circus?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
12.
23.
Ooh, what is my perception? Hold on. I don't think I have a good modifier of perception. Where's... Yeah, no, that's a -1 to that. So, 16 from Sut.
Alright. Aya is the only one who notices this for one last time this evening. Aya, as you are walking away, you're pretty sure you hear crying from inside the Sphinx's tent. Just very, very faintly.
Yeah, she's not gonna bring it up. She is allowed... Whoever is crying now, whether it be Jarazana or someone else, is allowed their grief in peace.
Alright. Is there anything else anybody would like to do before we wrap up? Because if the answer is we want to go down the alley, we've already established that is not happening tonight.
Alley time!
That is a
3-person party, let's go!
It will be alley time, but not now.
Not
Alley
now.
time.
So Victor and Aya, ultimate secret tunnel team, in which you guys go down there and die immediately.
instantly.
God, alright, that's it for session, gamers. Woo! I was so fucking afraid
that you were just gonna waltz into that fucking tunnel.
Aren't you glad I made Soot
one
the
of
way I
you.
made him?
I am so glad you made Soot the way you made him, Ren, because it makes it so much easier for me to do things.
For you guys, for context, I have designed Soot in a way to be a device for PK to have action sometimes, maybe. It depends.
Some information to Ren in a way that I can't convey it to other people.
But not in a metagamey way. It's literally just like, let's fuck with Soot today.
Let's make Soot's day worse.
Yeah. Victor did not think hallway. Victor thought bolt room to hide in while you wait for the fuzz to die down.
Yeah, that was sort of, I was not expecting secret passage, I was expecting
I
room
knew that's
where
what
we
you
can-
guys were expecting.
Mhm.
I was just afraid that you were gonna see hallway and go for it anyway, and I'm serious,
No.
you guys would die.
No, Victor would have seen hallway and been like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, if Soot would have, like, heard that was a hallway, he would have been like, oh, they're not surely they're not stupid enough to, like, go down there alone. Like, if he knew. But in character, he did not. So.
Also PK, welcome to Victor's bullshit.
I'm loving it. It's a vibe. I cannot believe you fucking OSHA inspectors just waltz on in there. You remember how at the beginning of this I was like, you guys are on track for the module.
You did that shit out there from
Now
OSHA
you're OSHA
inspectors?
inspectors, so
I'm just imagining the Inspector Gadget theme song, just but us with OSHA.
that's not normally how this bit goes.
I
I'll
know.
just say that.
That's
Victor,
great.
that woman is gonna be like, gonna go home to her husband tonight and be like, I got visited by the safety inspectors today, honey.
God.
What do you mean?
That, her name, by the way, you can infer, that was, Rebella Moncello.
Yeah.
Her name sounds like a disease.
Victor realized, like, 10 minutes in, I didn't get her name, but then was like, it would be weird to ask now.
It would. But Mistress Rebella's Curiosity Shop was the name on the thing, and therefore...
Health and Safety Inspector Soot at your service.
Health and safety. He's the health, we're the safety.
Yeah. That looks like
What's
a
wrong
pretty
with you
nasty
all? I
looking
love you.
sausage.
God.
Like spree dates pretty.
I built Victor to lie.
You did build Victor to lie, and by God, she lied.
God bless.
I want OSHA to become a recurring bit.
Uh-huh.
If your party name isn't OSHA, I will scream.
We need to figure out
What
like
was
a.
OSHA?
We need to figure out a.
Do you mean the organization or the pod? Shrug.
Shrug. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording now.